Hello everybody, welcome to the Mild Rumpus, coming at you live from the House of Flimsy. Today I'm going to tell you about all of the books I read during the month of September. What's up? Ruff ruff? Goodness. Hi. Is very active in the House of Flimsy for some reason. Ace is all wired up, I don't know why. I guess he's just so excited about all of the books I read during the month of September. Right, Ace? All right, hi, my little bookish friends. September is in the bag, and we have some books to talk about, 6 of them, in fact. But before we do that, I got to put on my theater nerd hat and plug a show, because I went to a preview performance of the revival of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Sunset Boulevard, which is going to open later this month on Broadway. It is fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough. If you are in the city, book tickets now while you still can, because once the show opens, it's going to just explode. Do whatever you have to. Sell a kidney, get tickets, book it, make it happen. You will not regret it. I can't praise the show enough. And everyone that is involved in this production should be super proud. Incredible. And then this weekend, I also went to the movies and I saw the Demi Moore movie, The Substance, which oddly enough is a perfect pairing with Sunset Boulevard. It deals with very similar themes, just in kind of different ways. My only criticism for that movie is I just don't think there was enough blood. Yeah. But I know, you're here for the book, so I will shut up about all that and tell you about the books I read. So during the month of September, I read 6 books. They are all sequels to books that I have read previously. One of them was not in the TBR video. It crept up on me. I thought it was coming out later in the year, and it was like, surprise, it's out. And so I picked it up and read it, which is funny because it was like one of the big books that I was anticipating for this year. You would think I would have known the release date. Like, bad booktuber, bad. So the first 2 books are by Jeff Vandermeer. They are from the Southern Reach trilogy. I had just finished reading Annihilation, and so I continued with the series. The second book is called Authority, and the third book is called Acceptance. There's a new one coming out this month. I don't know what it is, but it probably starts with an A. I said in a previous video, it reminds me a lot of the series Lost. If that's kind of your vibe, where you're like, I don't know what's happening. There's a lot of mysterious phenomena happening, and I don't really want to be spoon-fed all of the answers, and it's one of those kind of books that you're going to think about and ponder about and be like, wait, let me go back and look at this section. That's what this is. So I don't think it's for everyone, but I enjoyed it, and I do plan on reading the 4th book when it comes out, if it's not already out. If it is, I don't have it, but I will soon. And listen, I know this series has a huge following, so all you Jeff Vandermeer fans out there, please don't attack me, but I will say, with the exception of like 1 or 2 details, I really don't think this book was necessary. Like, I got very little out of this book. We learned about a very important new character, but yeah, this was my least favorite. This was pretty awesome. I particularly love the ending, the way that the book ends, the passage. Let me tell you the ending. So what happens is, the 3rd book I read was probably my favorite out of all of the books I read this month, and that is Return to Peyton Place. I read Peyton Place last month. I didn't know anything about the book. I just was intrigued by the spine of the book that I saw on someone's shelf, picked it up, read it, loved it, and then book chat with Pat told me that there was a sequel, so I tracked down this copy on Pango Books, and I read it, and I loved it, and it's surprisingly meta. It's about one of the characters in the first book writing a book about a fictional town that is very similar to Peyton Place, and of course the town has feelings about it, and her life changes dramatically when the book takes off. The amount of time that I have to read these days is really limited, and I got to tell you, like, this was a highlight every day. I looked forward to picking up the book and reading just a little bit and then, getting to read it on the train going home. it was just so much fun, and I think I enjoyed it more than the first book, if I'm being honest. Okay, and now for the big disappointment of the month, and when I say big, I do mean big. I read the third book in the Books of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin. This is a beloved series. I loved the first book. Loved it. I've been recommending it left and right on YouTube. The second book I thought was okay. It wasn't what I was expecting. The third book, for me, completely forgettable. But I don't think it's the book. I think it's me. I don't think I read this at the right time and at the right place. I will probably reread it and give it a second chance. But yeah, I didn't get much out of it, to be honest with you. There was one passage in the book that was really beautiful. It was talking about aging and youth and all this kind of stuff. But I don't know. It just wasn't hitting. It wasn't doing it for me. So yeah, this book we're going to give another chance. I don't know when, but this was my least favorite of the month. All year long, I've been reading Ali Smith's Seasonal Quartet, and I've enjoyed each and every single one of those books. Highly recommend them. I was at the library one day, and I saw this book sitting on the shelf, and I went, that looks very much like the Seasonal Quartet, and it's called Companion Piece. And when I opened it up, it sounded as if it was a companion piece to the Seasonal Quartet. And I guess it is. It kind of lives on its own, but it fits very much into the themes and the feel of those books. This one is the most current and the most sort of relevant. If you pick it up, you'll feel like, oh yeah, that happened like 2-3 weeks ago. That's what it feels like when you're reading this book. It deals with the pandemic. It deals with the election, the whole thing. So I don't know if I think we all just kind of want to move on past that. But if you want to revisit it, here it is, Companion Piece, Ali Smith. Great book. One of my favorites, and I guess we'll call it the series, the quartet that is not a quartet. I don't know what is happening with this video. Who knows what's going on? Okay, now surprise, here's the book that was not on the TBR list for the month of September. It just snuck up on me. Again, I thought it was coming out later in the year, and the next thing I know, it's on the shelf, so I had to pick it up. And that is Somewhere Beyond the Sea by T.J. Klune. This is the sequel to the young adult novel, The House in the Cerulean Sea. First book I absolutely loved, warm, fuzzy. It's a book about love and acceptance and all those great things. This book has a very different vibe. It's still a wonderful book, but you can tell T.J. Klune has a lot to say. If you read the afterwards, it is apparent that his mission is now to become the sort of antithesis of She Who Shall Not Be Named, Boy Wizard. That is his mission, and more power to him. I'm here for it. Just know that, this has a different vibe. It slaps different than the first one, so just know that going in, but certainly worth reading and picking up. It is not caca, sir. It is a good book. All right, so that does it. That was my September. All in all, it was a good reading month. I didn't get to everything. I didn't get to the Ripley sequels. I didn't get to the sequel to Lonesome Dove. Both were two books that I was really looking forward to, but alas. And also, I think I'm going to do my TBR for October a little differently. There are so many books, and they kind of fall in different categories. So I think what I'm going to do is release them sort of in waves and do a mixture of books that I want to read, books that I have read that I recommend that you read, for the month of October and fall and spooky Halloween themed and all that kind of stuff. So be on the lookout for those videos soonish. And if you haven't done so already, as always, feed that algorithm, hit the like button, hit the dislike button. I don't care. Hit something, hit me. Shh. Feed that algorithm, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. We are on a mission. I don't know if you know this. One day I'm going to sell deodorant for all parts of your body. Stay safe, stay hydrated, read good books, and until next time,